What a night of football, what a statement, and what a performance. Denmark vs Greece ended in a stunning 3-0 scoreline that not only gave fans a show but also reminded everyone why football is a game of courage, spirit, and unity. This wasn't just another international friendly or qualification match. This was Denmark telling Europe that they are alive, they are hungry, and they are ready for the big stage once again. On the other side, Greece came in with pride, with history, with the shadow of their unforgettable Euro 2004 triumph always following them. But on this day, their spirit was tested, and unfortunately, they could not withstand the Danish storm. The game began with a lively atmosphere. You could feel the energy even before kickoff. Denmark at home, red and white flags waving in the stands, chants echoing through the stadium. The fans had one mission: to lift their team and show the world what passion really looks like. Greece walked onto the pitch in their traditional blue, looking calm and disciplined, but soon they realized this wasn't going to be a routine night. The first whistle blew, and from the very first touch, you could sense Denmark's intent. They weren't here to sit back, they weren't here to test the waters, they were here to dominate. Within the opening minutes, the midfield battle began. Denmark's midfield, led by their heartbeat Christian Eriksen, took control. The way he dictated play, switching the ball from left to right, finding spaces nobody else could see, it was like watching an artist paint with every pass. Greece tried to respond through the defensive structure, keeping two banks of four, trying to close down the spaces and frustrate the Danes. But the red wave kept coming, and soon it broke through. In the 19th minute, the first breakthrough arrived. A quick move down the left, a sharp cross whipped in, and there was Rasmus Højlund, the young striker with ice in his veins. He rose above the Greek defenders, met the ball perfectly, and smashed it into the back of the net. The stadium erupted. Denmark 1, Greece 0. It wasn't just a goal, it was a message. A message that the future of Danish football is bright, and it is fearless. Greece, to their credit, tried to respond. They had a spell of possession after conceding, moving the ball through midfield and trying to get their forwards into play. But every time they approached the Danish box, they were met with a wall. Simon Kjær, the captain, the leader, the warrior, stood tall in defense, cutting out crosses, barking instructions, and keeping the backline organized. Greece managed a shot from distance around the 28th minute, but Kasper Schmeichel, with all his experience, dealt with it calmly. And that's where the difference was visible. Denmark had authority, command, and belief. Greece looked hesitant, as if they were playing with fear of conceding again rather than with the desire to equalize. The second goal, when it came, was pure footballing beauty. In the 37th minute, Eriksen picked up the ball just outside the box. Everyone expected him to shoot, but instead, with a little magician's flick, he threaded the ball through two defenders to find Jonas Wind. Wind didn't hesitate. One touch to control, the second to place it past the keeper. Denmark 2, Greece 0. The crowd was on its feet, Eriksen smiled, and you could almost feel a sense of destiny in the air. Denmark were not just winning, they were playing football the way it's meant to be played. Quick, precise, beautiful. Half-time came with Denmark in complete control. The score was 2-0, but it could have been more. Greece went into the dressing room with heads bowed, coaches trying to reorganize, but they knew they had to climb a mountain. Denmark walked in with confidence, but also focus. They weren't celebrating yet. They wanted more. The second half began, and if Greece had any hopes of a comeback, those dreams were crushed quickly. Just 8 minutes into the second half, Denmark struck again. A corner kick from the right, Eriksen swung it in with perfect accuracy, and there was Andreas Christensen, rising high and powering a header into the net. Denmark 3, Greece 0. The stadium exploded for the third time, and by now, it felt like a festival more than a football match. From that point on, the game was all about control. Denmark didn't stop attacking, but they managed the tempo brilliantly. Greece tried to push forward, but their efforts lacked bite. They did create one or two half chances, a cross that was headed just over the bar, and a free kick that Schmeichel palmed away confidently, but nothing that truly threatened to change the script. The Danish defense, calm and composed, shut the door on every attempt. Every tackle, every interception was celebrated by the crowd as if it were a goal. That's the beauty of football, when fans and players connect as one heartbeat. What makes this match emotional isn't just the scoreline. It's the story behind it. Denmark has been through highs and lows in recent years. Everyone remembers the heartbreak of Euro 2020, The terrifying moment when Eriksen collapsed, and the world held its breath. To see him now, smiling, dictating play, and delivering assists, it's nothing short of inspirational. He is not just a player, he is a symbol of resilience, of hope, of never giving up. Every pass he made in this match carried a story, every touch was a reminder that football is bigger than life, and life is bigger than football. On the other hand, Greece's struggles show the flip side of the game. A nation that once shocked the world by winning Euro 2004 now finds itself searching for an identity, trying to rebuild, trying to recapture that lost magic. They had moments of fight, moments of pride, but against a team like Denmark, you need more than just moments. You need consistency, you need belief. The Greek fans will hope this result serves as a wake-up call for their players and management. As the final whistle blew, the scoreboard read Denmark 3, Greece 0. The players hugged, the fans sang, and the atmosphere was electric. This wasn't just a win, it was a statement of intent. Denmark showed that they are not just participants in European football, they are contenders. With a young striker like Højlund leading the line, Eriksen pulling the strings, Wind finishing clinically, and Christensen solid at the back, this team has balance, talent, and most importantly, spirit. The scorecard tells the story. Denmark's 3 goals came from Højlund in the 19th minute, Wind in the 37th, and Christensen in the 53rd. Greece failed to find the net despite their efforts. Possession statistics leaned heavily towards Denmark, around 60-40, with shots on target also dominated by the Danes. It was a performance that ticked every box, offensively and defensively. But beyond numbers, beyond stats, football is about emotions. It's about what you feel when your team scores, when your players fight, when the crowd roars in unison. On this night, Denmark gave their people joy, pride, and belief. The fans went home with smiles, the players went home with confidence, and Europe went home with a reminder: Denmark is here, and they are not to be underestimated. As we look back at Denmark vs Greece 3-0, it's more than just a match highlight, more than just a scorecard. It's a story of passion versus hesitation, of resilience versus doubt, of a team united versus a team searching. And that's why football is so powerful, it mirrors life itself. Some nights you win, some nights you lose, but the spirit of the game always carries you forward. For Denmark, this night will be remembered as a night of brilliance, of dominance, of dreams reborn. For Greece, it will be remembered as a lesson, a painful one, but sometimes pain is what pushes you toward growth. So when we talk about this 3-0, don't just think of it as 3 goals. Think of it as 3 chapters in a story. The rise of a young striker, the artistry of a midfield maestro, and the leadership of a solid defender. Denmark vs Greece wasn't just football, it was poetry written on grass.